Good evening and welcome to Codeforce Chronicles. My name is Shruti Amman and I'm a Salesforce consultant by profession. I have over uh, 5.1 years of experience when it comes to Salesforce and the uh, language, which is Apex and LWC. And I have uh, conducted many sessions with my students, and I want everybody to know that today's session is about the question and answers which everybody asked me, and I want everybody to note down that in case you have any questions related to this topic, it should be uh, clear, and you can try to reach me on my number, that is 80500330007, or you can post your queries to this email address, that is codevisionary@codeforcechronicles.com. The details of my contact is uh, present in the description. In case you want to join my course, that is Developer and Admin and Advanced Concepts when it is which is related to LWC, I want everybody to contact me, and the price for the course is rupees 3,000. The batches depend on your availability and mine. And I want everybody to know that I will be hosting a seminar soon on Saturday. And it is rupees 250 per person. And the topic is asynchronous and synchronous operations in Salesforce. After you join my session, that is the seminar, I want you to fill the form and enroll yourself for my course. And today's session is about the Q&A, and I want everybody to know that in case you want to enroll for the course, you contact me before August 1st. The course is for 3 months, and it depends on what you choose, whether it's admin, developer, or advanced developer, advanced concepts when it comes to LWC and framework. Now I'll present my screen and start today's session. When it comes to the questions which I received, first question is, what is Salesforce GO? Salesforce GO unifies the console for sales. That means when we add anything which is related to service or sales cloud, especially sales, it is the field level agents who curate the culminative workspace when it comes to the application, that is Salesforce GO. It is easily available and it is free of cost, and you can understand the concepts like sales, service, and field agents when it comes to the latest release. When it comes to the workspace, you have a trailhead org which is available, and all your assignments and tasks will be checked by trailhead, and then you can post it in any community if you have any doubts. When it comes to Salesforce Go, everything is under charge because of Salesforce and its platform. In case you want to clear an interview, you should clear super badges in Superset, where you can win a certification which will be helpful in your future. How does Flow Debugger help? It allows tracking flow errors in real time with better visibility into logic paths and variables. That means, in case you have any real time projects where the paths and the variables are under the conference, that is the flow errors, which can be debugged, and the logic paths are available when you test the flow, and the result can be a calculative move towards your client. And when you start using flows, according to the latest release, it is easily available. But when it comes to the paths and variables, it is the recent update where we had an option, that is trigger flows, where we can automatically use the flows, and we can have our inputs according to the output. And when it comes to integration, that is the service cloud with ChatGPT, which is Agent Force, everything is available according to the latest release. In the real time scenario, tracking a flow is easy. But when it comes to the question which everybody asked me, that is, when we face an interview and we have to write a flow, which is the best m- motive to enhance our skills? That is, when we start the flow, we should understand whether it's a screen flow, auto launch flow, or a record trigger flow, where I understand the difference between the flows. And there are options available when it comes to the flows which you should select. And when it comes to screen flow, for example, you understand that it is into the operators where we can assign it to the action. And when it comes to the display, you can display it on your page by using the console, where you can edit the page and add the flow. In the recent update, it is clear that when we add a flow, it should be according to what is available. And this concept should be clear, where you add the flows according to the person who is watching the flow, that is your client, and it should be easily available to them. So, in case you want to crack an interview, you should be clear with the terminologies, that is the assignment operators and the screen flow. But when it comes to the variables, you should make it clear that the input and output variable is according to the data type, for example, text. And in case you add the record type, to integrate it with other platforms, it is REST API, which you can take it to consideration, because anything that you type is according to your will. And in case you forget your length, you can conclude it by saying that The conclusion is according to the culminative variable which was assigned to the assignment operator, and the screen flow was the only medium through which we could achieve the flow. This will help the interviewer to understand that you understood the concept, as well as your explanation will be valid only if you create the flow in front of them according to what you have explained. Next question is, can I use Slack to trigger flows? Yes, you can use Slack to trigger flows, but according to the latest update, it is the real-time collaboration which they are working and which we are working towards. When it comes to Slack, it is like WhatsApp, which is integrated with triggered flows directly. But when it comes to WhatsApp, it is not completely taken over by Salesforce, where we see Facebook being taken over as a main project by Salesforce, and Slack is our product. When we integrate the triggered flows directly by improving the real-time collaboration, Slack is the only means where you can trigger the flows according to what we understand. That Chatter is a platform where we can type our ideas, but the real platform which can be used as a means is flows, and trigger flows is according to what we improvise. When it comes to our day-to-day activities at our office, Slack is the best platform to use because you can communicate your needs, and it is available to everybody, especially when we tag the people. When it comes to chatter, we can tag the people, but it depends on the object. For example, if it is a student object, and when it comes to client, we should explain that Slack is available and we can use it because it is an immediate action which we can take, and emails can be prepared according to what we want. It is a collaboration which is part of 2005 update, and release will be held during the time which they have quoted, that is in the month of November. When it comes to its pre-release, it's in December, and by February 2026, this project will be taken ahead as a release update, and we can use it according to our routine. Next question is about Apex for approval process, where I see that everybody understands that approval process is based on what we use as a standard approval process. But the question is, do I need Apex for approval processes? No. The new declarative approval builder lets you to create approval flows without any code. That means in case you want to code, it wouldn't be taken ahead because approval process is a standard platform. And in case you create it by using code, we should have a flow which triggers the approval process. Where I see flows are the best way to trigger an approval process. When it comes to the coding, that is that is if you code and anything is approved by the approval builder, that is the standard approval process. Everything should be in place where we can create the approval flows without any flow, or code it according to the approval process by using the templates, and it shouldn't be hard coded. In case you hard code it, everything falls into place only as the latest release, where I see all the followers of mine, especially the subscribers, asking me to explain this in clear when it comes to the theoretical part of the approval processes. In case you want me to create a project on approval process, which I had given, and there were students who were approaching me along with the freshers who want to join companies where they clear the admin part of the concept in their interviews. When it comes to approval flows and approval process, it is the same, but the terminologies are different. When you code any approval process, it should be clear to everybody that you have coded it right. So you can join my session on admin concepts and developer concepts, and you can enroll for my course when it comes to the seminar which I'm conducting. What I want you to understand is through the sessions that I conduct through YouTube and through my coaching center, all the recorded sessions should be with you so that you learn and you code accordingly. Where I want you to create an approval process for practice where you can add students and their leaves inside the approval process, and you can understand that flows are the only ways to trigger the process. In case you want to do your research and submit the uh, steps related to approval process, you can. And I want it in the form of PDF with screenshots. So if you have any doubts or if you're facing any challenges, you can call me on my number, which is uh, in the description below. The next question, which is a question asked by many followers, and they have read my LinkedIn post. So, in case you want to learn any concept, I want you to be part of my LinkedIn community, and the link of my LinkedIn profile is in the bio. If you have any doubts or queries, you can ask me through LinkedIn as well. In case you want to learn about interviews and preparations, there are many posts of mine which will be helpful, and I post according to the latest news. In case you have any doubts regarding the API upgrade, which I'll explain in this session, and you all should understand that all orgs must all orgs must upgrade to API version 31 or later, as older versions will be depreciated. The reason older versions are not taken into consideration is because the versioning is according to the API. And if we depreciate the older versions, we can conclude it as 61 or 62 depending on what we want. But API versions come into picture as older versions, which can be called to as a upgradation. When it comes to the latest release, that is 2005 release, API versioning is based on the UI, and the updates are as per the summer release. When it comes to the spring or winter release, everything will fall into place according to the monthly updates. That is 3 months per update, and everything falls into place as versioning. The next question is, what's new in the Data Cloud API? When it comes to Data Cloud API, the capabilities of the improved identity, which is a resolution to all the capabilities for better unified customer profiles. It is the custom profile which is improved. And in case You want to understand the identity. It is the resolution which will be taken into picture. I want you to go through this recording over and over again to understand that customer profiles are custom profiles and standard profiles are inbuilt. That means is the best platform when we compare our platforms with others, and our competitors are our challenge. When it comes to the unified customer profiles, it is easy to identify the resolution based on the capabilities, and it is easy to introduce the resolution as per the respective profiles. If you have any doubts regarding profiles, you can go through Trailhead links and you can contact me for any details which you want regarding the trail mix. And I want you to prepare well for this on this question when it comes to admin certification or Salesforce administration or certified Salesforce administrator, where you can understand that the concepts are related to AI associate certificate as well. How is deployment simplified? Salesforce now offers easier packaging and deployment options for faster org-to-org moves. Since I completed the previous question, that is, what's new in the Data Cloud API, we understand that the deployment is simplified. And this answer is related to all the questions which my followers asked me. And in case you want to approach me, I'm active on LinkedIn. And in case you have any questions, you can email to my ID and you can even WhatsApp your questions. When it comes to the deployment, it is simplified. But when it comes to Salesforce, it offers easier packaging, which is faster because we are able to deploy from sandbox to the production based on partial sandbox or any other sandbox or the editions. The best edition is Enterprise, which has all the features. But when it comes to the client, you can convince them by talking about the all-to-all deployment using Chainset or any other medium. When it comes to the process that we are into, it is easy to know that the latest update is regarding the sandbox and it is a trail version. When it comes to the 2024 release, where we understood that reports and dashboards can be placed according to the 2005 release. And when it comes to the latest release, that is 2005 release, by September, there will be a change in the org and it will be according to the latest summer release, which is reports and dashboards can be subscribed based on the Agent Force update. That is, in the month of September, any changes in the org will be taken into consideration as the premium version. That is, the basic version of the license, which is related to Sales Cloud and Service Cloud, and community when it comes to the Salesforce platform and the editions like professional. And then they can take the project ahead by purchasing enterprise, where I see that the enterprise version is the best for accessing the data. To all my Salesforce hubs, I want you to post this as an idea on Idea Exchange, where you can get the reply if it works according to the Salesforce platform. Is Flow Debugger available in all editions? Some advanced features may require enterprise editions, but basic debugging is available. That means if you have a Flow Debugger, it is available in editions like Professional, but when it comes to other licenses, the versioning should differ according to the actions taken by the flow. When it comes to the enterprise editions, it is basic debugging which is available. And when you test the flow, it should be easily accessible by the client as well as the developer who had coded the flow. And when it comes to the role, it depends on the company. Where I had worked on a project that is in the latest release as well, that it should be a professional edition for flows. And when you debug, it should be available in all editions, especially where the community license, and other requirements are based on debugging, and it is available in all editions. I hope I've answered the question. Next question is, can admins build flows? Full flows now. You can, and it is a declarative tool. But when it comes to the powerful automation without code, flows can build any concept or requirement when it comes to the automation, and it is a cumulative move towards the calculative result. That means when you have a flow as per the latest release, it is available. And there was a question based on my previous videos, that is, there was a session where I had explained about the objects and its field types, where we understand it is based on data types and the API should be taken into consideration. When it comes to the latest release, API versioning will differ, which we understood in the previous slide. But when we simplify it, the data cloud will contain API versions based on the release, which is the spring release of 2024. Let's move on to the next question, which is the last question in the session. Will Slack flow triggers work in Sandbox? Since we understand that Salesforce is working on a broader sandbox support, it is under the phase that is that is unit testing, and it is currently limited. As far as I understand, that Slack is under testing for Agent Force, where I see Agent Force is in place for a broader perspective, and Sandbox should be supportive when it comes to the UET. And the client requirement is based on the support for testing, the Salesforce platform, which we are working on. On a broader perspective, the questioning is based on many questions, and it is easily understood that the limited versioning is based on the testing phase. When it comes to the SLDC, or the testing requirement phase, where we understand that the support is based on the testing and not in the last phase where we hand it over to the customer while performing the unit testing along with sanity. When it comes to the sandbox and its support, it is a limited version which we have to convince the customers or the clients that Testing is only based on the terminologies that we use. In case you face an issue with the client, for quoting them as a client and not into the UAT phase, you can help them with the thought that the testing life cycle is under process where we have documentation, which is the BRD and the scope of work, which should be signed off in the sprint which we have discussed. I hope I answered all your questions. And in case you have any doubt, you can contact me on 8050030007, or you can send your questions on my LinkedIn profile. And I want you to know that my uh, availability is between 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., where you can send your queries to codevisionary@codeforcechronicles.com. I want you to contact me between 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. because I have my routine, which is my day to day activities in my office. If you want to contact me through any other medium, I am active on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for staying with me during my session. Please like, share, and subscribe, and share my videos. I will post a seminar soon where you should be part of. And I've explained everything in the video where the date will be posted on LinkedIn and other platforms. I want everybody to be an active learner, and to all my Salesforce hubs, I have explained the theory, which is the latest release. And we have to conclude our theory that Salesforce is a platform where community comes into place as Salesforce for HANA. Thank you so much for watching my video. And if you have any questions, you can also comment with a note that I can reach you through any medium, either through your queries on YouTube, or you can call me to my number. Thank you so much and have a great day.